Okay, this is John Allen speaking from Lake Elsinore, California, and I was reading this morning that a product called Google Now is available for your iPhone, so I thought I would load it up and try it out versus Siri and see what the big deal is and if there's a major difference here. So here is Google Now, and I'm going to ask it a question and see what happens. What was the score of the Lakers game yesterday?
The Lakers lost to the Spurs 103-82.
Okay, now I'm going to go over to Siri and ask the same question. What was the score of the Lakers game yesterday?
The Lakers were crushed by the Spurs yesterday. The final score was 103-82.
Okay, now I'm going to ask it some other questions here. Maybe some distance questions. Let's see what Siri does with that. How far is it to San Diego, California?
Here's San Diego.
Okay, what it did was pop up a Google, looks like a Google map or a iPhone app just with a dot in it and not really telling me anything. So let's see what Google Now does. Let's see, hold on just a second. Let me get back over to Google. And how far is it to San Diego, California?
The drive from your location to San Diego is 76.1 miles.
Okay, so that was pretty good because it actually told me without directing me to a website. I'm just going to see if I can think of some other questions to ask this thing. Hold on just a second, and we'll go back to Siri. Who is John Lennon?
Let me think about that. Okay, John, here you go.
Okay, it printed out, it's presented me with a printout looking document telling me some information about John Lennon, musician. Now let's see what Google Now does. Who is John Lennon?
Here is some information about John Lennon.
Okay, it sent me to a website with some information and a picture. And so let's get out of that for a second and think of something else. Let me ask Siri. What direction is the Pacific Ocean from here? Oops. Hold on. What direction is the Pacific Ocean from here?
Where to, John?
Where is the Pacific Ocean from here?
You're in Menifee.
Okay. Let's see what Google does with that. What direction is the Pacific Ocean from here? And it gave me a website with a bunch of information about aquariums and things that are on the coast, I guess. Okay, let's try something else. Who is the President of the United States?
Checking my sources. Okay, John, here you go.
Alright, a printout saying that Barack Obama is the president, which is correct. Just one moment, let's try Google and see what they tell me. Who is the President of the United States?
The President of the United States of America is Barack Obama.
Okay, that actually told me who the president is. All right. Let's try another directional question. How far is Lake Tahoe from here?
The drive from your location to Lake Tahoe is 465.9 miles.
Okay, it's telling me 7 hours and 50 minutes on the screen. Let's see what Siri tells me. How far is Lake Tahoe from here?
Getting directions to South Lake Tahoe.
Alright, so it just gave me a map. It didn't really tell me anything.
Starting route to South Lake Tahoe. Head west on Hemlock Street.
Alright, this is just GPS coordinates and telling me step by step how to get there, but it doesn't tell me how far. Okay. Let's see. Let's try something else. Let me get out of this. And it's not letting me get out of this. So let's go here, and I will take this and close some of these apps running in the background first. And now let's try something else. Let's ask Siri, since she's easier to get to. Who is the Vice President of the United States?
Let me check on that. I found this.
Okay, it says Joe Biden, little computer-looking printout. And now let's go over to Google here. You have to go to Google. You have to have an account first, and it should already, yeah, it remains logged in. So I am going to ask it, who is the Vice President of the United States?
Joe Biden is the Vice President of the United States of America.
Okay, so that's telling me, it's telling me without just giving me a printout of who it is. Alright, let's go to something else. Since we're here, this is Google. What is geology?
Geology, the science that deals with the Earth's physical structure and substance, its history, and the processes that act on it.
Okay, now let's see what Siri does with that. What is geology?
Would you like me to search the web for geology?
No. Okay, that's getting me nowhere there, so Siri didn't do too good on that one, I guess. Let's ask it a question and see if it possibly knows the answer to something. Let's go back to Google now. How many panda bears are in the San Diego Zoo? And it's got a website. I didn't really expect much out of that, but let's ask Siri. Anyway. How many panda bears are in the San Diego Zoo?
Checking my sources. Would you like me to search the web for how many panda bears are in the San Diego Zoo?
No. And let's get out of Siri. Alright. Let's find out something else. This is Google now. How many ounces are in 1 gallon?
1 U.S. gallon is 128 U.S. fluid ounces.
Alright. Now let's try Siri. How many ounces are in 1 gallon?
Looking. This might answer your question.
Okay, another printout. Looks like something you would print out on a computer with the answers and some more information about it, but it didn't actually tell me. Okay. Google now. Where's the closest Walmart?
There are several listings for Walmart within 10 miles.
Okay, gave me a printout, a map, shows me places to go, but didn't really tell me which one is the closest. How close is the nearest Walmart?
Getting directions to Walmart.
And it gave me a map and shows me how to drive there.
Starting route to Walmart.
Started up a GPS again.
Head west on Hemlock Street.
That's not really what I wanted, so I'm going to close out here and try something else. Now let's see. And it's making me go back to navigation, which I don't want. Let's see if I can get rid of that. It's in the maps. I'm going to get out of that. Alright, let's try another science sort of related question here. Let's see. What is algebra?
Would you like me to search the web for algebra?
No. Okay, now let's go back to Google and see. What is algebra?
Algebra, the part of mathematics in which letters and other symbols are used to represent numbers and quantities in formulae and equations.
Okay, that was pretty good. Let's go back and see. Let's see what Siri says about. When is the next Lakers game?
The Lakers game was yesterday at 4 p.m.
Okay. And let's see if we can confuse Google now with that one. When is the next Lakers game? And it just shows me a pop-up with a website with information about the Lakers. And that was Google Now. Okay, let's try something else. Siri. How old is President Clinton?
Okay, John, here you go.
Okay, it's telling me how old he is in months, years, months, and days. And now let's see what Google Now tells me. How old is President Clinton?
Bill Clinton is 66 years old.
Okay, so it actually answered my question. And so anyway, that gives you some examples of the difference between Google Now and Siri and how well they operate here. If I think of any more, I'll post some more.